Docker is great for running OpenWebUI. It lets us easily manage our setup. But there is one challenge. OpenWebUI gets updated very regularly, and keeping our Docker containers also up to date can be a little bit of a challenge. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make sure that your containers are always up to date. So let's go ahead and get started. So here I am on the OpenWebUI GitHub page. If you scroll down to the releases, you'll see that every single time that there's a new version of OpenWebUI, it's going to show up as a release. So here we can see that in the latest version, which was 0.3.35, all of the new changes that had come up. If you wanted to see what was in the earlier releases, you can just click there and it's going to scroll through all of these different updates. Now, how do you keep track every time that there's a new release? Well, all you would do is you would go to the home or root directory. Here, I'm going to select Watch, Custom, and Releases. Now, after applying this change, I can go to my user settings and then click on Notifications. And under Notifications, I can select Watching, Notify Me as Email. And what's going to happen is every time there's a new release on the OpenWebUI GitHub page, it's going to automatically send me an email that, hey, there's a new release. Maybe it's time to go and update your Docker container. Okay, so assume that there's a new version of OpenWebUI. First thing that you're going to want to do is to run a Docker pull for the newest version. Here, it's going to tell me that I already have the latest version or image is up to date for this. Now, if you didn't, all you would do is just run docker stop for OpenWebUI. And you can see that in my Docker desktop, the container is going to now stop running. Once this container, it has stopped now. Once the container has stopped, I can remove this container. So I'm going to run docker remove OpenWebUI. And then I will simply just run the same command that I did for running it the first time. So let me open that up. Open up command prompt again and docker run. And there we go. So this is a very manual way of just making sure that your Docker container is going to be up to date. You get a notification via email, and it's simply anytime you get a notification, you would just go in, pull the latest container down, and then just rerun it. So this is more of a manual way of doing it. There is also another tool known as Watchtower. Watchtower is just another container that you would install. And all it does is that it keeps track of the OpenWebUI container. And any single time that there is a new version or a new release of OpenWebUI, it's going to automatically install the updates for you. So you don't have to even do anything manually. The only thing that you would do is just run this docker run command where you're specifying that the name of the container is Watchtower and you want it to look at OpenWebUI. Once you do that, it's going to run in your Docker desktop. I already have this running, so that's why it's giving me this error. And it's going to show up as Watchtower. And while it's running, it's every 24 hours, it's going to see if there's a new version of OpenWebUI. And if there is, it's just going to automatically update it for you. So this is just a more automated way of making sure that your containers are going to be up to date. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you found it insightful, please leave a like and a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel before, please do. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.